Welcome back to another episode of Dark Cloud. I'm Mar, and today we are going to do more stuff. Okay, so I made a semi-important decision between episodes there, which is that I'm just not going to care much about, leveling up my weapons for a while. I'm so ridiculously overleveled. Like, at this point, even the weakest by far, Ungaga, is well over the strength requirements for this dungeon. So I'm just gonna bull rush forward. I'm not gonna worry about my abs being full. I don't really care, because it's just more efficient for me this way. I'll at least cycle through everyone until everyone's abs are full, but like, after that it just really doesn't matter. Because I mean, look at how ridiculously overstrong I am. Oh yeah, that's right. I forgot that I was doing that. Actually, let me take those off of her and use them on people whose weapons I can actually be building up right now. Like, say, Ruby, you know, whose weapon I can actually level right now, and who has a convenient ×2 spot. Oh, isn't that beautiful? Not what she actually needs on her weapon, but it's still beautiful. I do actually kind of need to give her something that will put Holy up, but oh well. Okay, let's over here to his and slap that last garnet on, actually. That'll max out his fire. It'll, you know, make everyone feel really good about how strong his weapon is. Unsurprisingly, Tone maxed out his weapon in the most efficient way. Like, everyone else is going to max their weapons out, but Tone's gonna have it maxed out at like +4 or something. And everyone else is gonna be up at like +20 or something ridiculous like that. And the reason for that is just because I gave pretty much all the diamonds to Tone as I was leveling. So, you know, he had an unfair advantage. Okay, let me actually charge up. There we go. One downside of her weapons having that kind of like expectation that you charge them is that they really do less with that unless you charge them. Like, it's quite noticeable. It's locked. Anyway, yeah. I probably have enough of those to last me most of the rest of the game, and once again, I see the steel slingshot, my hopes go up. And it's a steel slingshot, and my hopes are dashed. I'm just in a state of annoyance that it dared to dodge me, you know? It dared to avoid my attack. How did it get the guts to do that? I mean, just look at me. How did it have the immense guts needed to dodge an attack from me? From me. Man, that thing has 700 health, and I still two-shot it with Tone. Almost one-shot it. Nice thing about, one of the nicer things about the Chronicle Sword is it's one of Tone's, so, it's one of Tone's sword-type weapons, which means that it's a little longer reach. Not by much, but a little bit. So, you know, that's very convenient in times like that. So, thank you. I would would like to recover my health and thirst, please. Okay. Let's go. Gonna jump over the gap. So, I think I figured out, I don't think I figured out, I did figure out why I always had such a hard time doing the fishing trick. First, it's because I didn't use Minion, or Minion, depending on localization. Which, effectively, if you use that in that fishing hole, everything that's not a legendary fish will be attracted. So anything that is a legendary fish, will ignore it, and then you know that it's a legendary fish of some kind. So it works as a legendary fish detector. And the other reason is because I was going for Barons, because that's what was recommended online. And whoever recommended that should feel bad for guiding all those people wrong. And the reason I say that is because so if I were to put my experience of, at this point I've caught like 50 legendary fish, which isn't a huge amount yet, statistically speaking. So I can't say with absolute confidence that I didn't just get unlucky. But testing every single fish in every pond, I've gotten something like 40 of the Martins, and I've gotten like 3 Barons. I didn't actually keep track, so I'm not exactly certain that those are the hard numbers, but it's something around that. It's some comparable amount to that. And that is a ridiculously small number, right? Like, that's you have a 10th the chance to get that. Like, that's way lower. Like, that's not even close. Get back here, you stupid mimic. Let's all pretend I didn't let that hit me, yeah? Like, let's all just pretend that I did that immediately, like I've played this game before. Okay, I'm not even gonna. Ow. And that's enough experience to be worth switching to the Thorn Armlet. If you're wondering why I'm switching to the Thorn Armlet at all, it's because it has durable on it, which means that I want it. That's the short summary. Yeah, so it has durable on it, which is good for me in a few different ways. I'm really hoping I actually get some trial hammers or bandit slingshots, or, you know, any of the weapons I need. I really don't want to have to spend a huge amount of time farming for special weapon effects. But abs up would be a really nice thing to be getting around this point in the game, because it would make a lot of things a lot easier if I had abs up available. Anyways, so yeah, now we're just gonna get used to running around with full abs, you know? Run around nice and toned. Buff. Yeah, look at how buff we are. Also, yeah, remember when Goro did more damage per hit than Tone? That's in the past. Tone does significantly more right now. Which, you know, isn't surprising. Though they both have their final weapon, Tone's is considerably more maxed out than Goro's is. Like, it's not even close. Yeah, Tone has quite a bit more on his weapon right now than Goro does. But it's okay, Goro will catch up. Eventually. I'll make sure of it. Like he'll catch up. It's all good. Okay, going to go down this way. I will say that, like, To be specific, Goro's weapon, I think, is going to be the messiest in terms of how long it takes to get it maximally upgraded. Like, Goro's weapon is going to be the messiest. It's not going to be close. It's going to be by a lot. And the reasons for that are many, but the big one is that he upgraded his weapon quickly and largely without gems. So everyone else still has a few tiers left until their last tier. Particularly Ungaga and Ruby both have several tiers to go. And that means that, like, while they might have some tiers that take longer on the way, I'm going to be throwing some diamonds in there along the way, so that way, at the end of the day, it really doesn't take them too long to get where they're going. I can't do that for Goro. He's already there. He's already at his final weapon. There's nothing I can do at this point. Like he's here. This is it. Like he just needs to assimilate with what he has on his weapon right now, and he is there. So good. Like he is 2 upgrades away from being at his final weapon. And it is not going to be as neat as Tones. It's not going to be, like, terrible. It's just going to take a bit longer for him to max out because of that. Okay. Also, I should prepare for his weapon. I shouldn't just leave it. It's a bad plan. There we go. Yeah, I should not just leave Goro's weapon like that. Eat that, jerkface. Okay, Goro's weapon is almost maxed out. Then I will max out Ungaga's weapon. I'm just gonna make sure that everyone is at least maxed out on abs. That way, if I want to, between episodes, do some fishing, I can just immediately get people some weapon upgrades. Like, it'll be just immediate. It won't take any extra time. It'll just happen. It should be good. Okay. Over here. Boy, magic power +1. Just what I wanted. Can't you tell from how excited I sound that I really wanted a magic power +1? I'm thinking that, like, I should, you know, adopt a funnier persona for online, but, like, at the same time, I'm much more natural in this kind of drier commentary that's a little more serious, a little more laid back. I'm not really good at the, like, hyper funny, like, the Alpharad style stuff. Like, even when I was, like, really trying to be making jokes consistently back in the Celeste playthrough, like, I was still making, like, these were the kinds of jokes I was making. Was the more laid back, silly stuff. Rather than, like, the hyper energetic joke 9000 or whatever. I have no idea why I said joke 9000 there, but hey. I definitely said those words. Those are words that came out of my mouth. I've got to own them. You know, for better or worse, that's definitely a thing that I said. There's a certain irony in that I just switched off of Goro, only to have to switch back to him to open a door. Can we all agree these doors are stupid? As, like, a thing that just appears consistently and randomly in this world? Like, how does anyone get around in these places? Seriously, how does anyone else get around? Like, you need a party that can launch magic and do all this other stuff just to walk around, and, like, that just doesn't seem very efficient to me. That seems like a lot of effort for walking about. I don't think anyone's gonna do that. Okay, let's go back this way. Off we go to somewhere. I don't know. Oh, thank you. Hey, would you like... What? That just kind of exploded on his front but did no damage. Okay then, game. Would you like to explain that one to me? I want the DL on why that did no damage to him, yeah? Can I get that? Imagine if oh, there's a thing there. Imagine if I actually found one of the weapons I needed in this game. Like, legitimately, I have not found one in a very long time. I have found a total of 3 bandit slingshots. Those are the only weapons I've actually, like, been looking for that I found. And, all the rest of the attributes that are on my weapons I got from things that you can buy. I'm starting to get annoyed. So I'm starting to feel like my bad luck's getting a little intense at this point. If it could stop, that would be great. Like, it doesn't have to be so atrociously bad. It could be better. It doesn't have to be like that. Hello, Blue Dragon. Summon Blue Eyes White Dragon. Okay, let's grab this and then continue on our path. We saved another person. I don't remember who the guy is, but we definitely saved him. That much is true. He was saved. I don't remember a whole lot of the game past this point, because I've only played the game past this point once, so that way I could say I'd beaten it. So it's like I actually finished the game one time, never actually got around to doing the extra dungeon, but I, beat the Dark Genie and all that one time. And every other time I've played it, I get like a dungeon or so in, and then I'm like, how about I just go play Dark Cloud 2 instead, you know? For a second I was excited, being like, oh, maybe this is a weapon I need, but no. It was not. It was not. I'm just gonna use Tone. I'm gonna miss out on some ads, but I see that the next room is full of Atla, and I do not want to have to switch back again. So I'll just run along as Tone and call it good. I'm really hopeful that I'll finish recording this soon, because I'm trying to get ahead. Because it's been a really busy time for me recently. I'm trying to get really far ahead on YouTube, so that way I can do other things like stream and all my other hobbies. Like, I do a lot of things, and I would really like time to do the other things. It's really starting to chafe on me that I do not have time to do those things. So I'm trying to, get far ahead on this. Now. You know what? No fear. The enemy will die. The enemy will perish, and I will live on. No fear. Yeah. Also, this is officially the portion of the game where if you lose a weapon, it is absolutely your fault. And what I mean by that is, like, auto repair powder is pretty cheap at this point in the game. Like, it costs like 150, which, like, you should not replace your repair powder with just a bunch of auto repair powder. That much is definitely true, but it's not expensive any. Like, it's really just not. You should absolutely always have auto repair powder on your bar at this point in the game. Like, absolutely, it's not a question. If you don't have it, it's your fault if your weapon breaks. Okay, let's see. Am I here? I am here. Leave dungeon. I need both the sun signet and the moon signet, which means you know what time it is. It's time to go back and do Giorama. Oh yeah, gonna have some fun. Oh yeah. And by have some fun, I mean have some fun next episode. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.